John Cena, Daniel Bryan.
So you started at what time? 14 years old when you started.
High school. Yep.
Man.
I went into it, started right out, fell in love right away.
So you're starting at 17 years old already on the road.
On the road. I think I was 16, hitting the road.
That's amazing,
Yes.
man.
But yeah, I love France. Finland, like I said, Finland. Germany's a runner-up, major runner-up. It's amazing. The food's great too. Not fractured, I bruised my ankle when I was in Germany. I fell down the stairs.
Oh.
I went to church once. They did a mass about mentally challenged people and having to help them find Christ and guide them. On the TV, one of my fans, and I was like, that's something right there. So I think to be able to inspire and help out mentally challenged individuals is something that I want to be able to do.
Guys, welcome to another podcast, the ACT podcast. And I got someone that is famous in the pro wrestling arena, which I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say I don't know that much, but I don't know that much from
That's cool.
pro wrestling. And this is going to be an exciting podcast, man.
Definitely.
But Vinny, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So where were you born?
Born Staten Island, New York.
Staten Island, New York.
You know,
All right.
classic, right? Italian family, growing up, pretty basic, growing up Italians and just living pretty normal life. And then playing football at some point.
Okay.
My father was a quarterback. I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
So what did you play?
Quarterback.
You played quarterback?
Yeah. Short for a quarterback, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Shorter for a quarterback.
I would have said like a running back or something.
So for a while, I wasn't like considered short because I was just like, I'm 5'8". So like when we're younger, no one really thinks about height.
Sure.
So I threw a really good ball. But when I got to high school or right before high school, I was a running quarterback mostly. I ran a lot. Roll out, run.
Right.
Love what I do. I love what I was doing. And at some point, I was just I had this mindset that I didn't want to live a life that I wasn't going to be happy about. I didn't want to live a life that I wasn't going to be the best me possible. And I didn't think I love football. I was doing great at it. I just felt there's something that needed to change. I wanted to try pro wrestling. I was a wrestling fan since I'm a kid. John Cena, Daniel Bryan.
So you started at what time? I mean, how old were you when you started?
I was 14.
14 years old when you started.
High school. Yep.
Man.
And excuse me. I went into it, started right out, fell in love right away. I loved it as a fan, but got in the ring. I was like, this is what I love to do. I love this. And I had two other friends who started with me. 1 month, they're gone, right? I didn't stop doing this. I didn't stop doing it. And here I am, 11 years later. I've worked for almost every single major wrestling company in the world.
Wow.
10 plus countries. I have a whole European tour happening in October. I'm branching out and doing movies.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
it's been such a beautiful blessing and a beautiful journey along the way to be able to just go to these places, see the world that God made and the beauty that there is to see. I feel like people don't know how beautiful. Like people always think of the world being this horrible place, and yes, full of sin, and it is pretty bad. But I will say that there's such beauty to see in this world. Yeah, and I think that that's something I never wanted to miss out on. And being able to wrestle and see all over the world and see these fans, it's just been amazing.
Yeah, you touched up on a point. I think it's important for people to get out. And that's one of the things I love doing is spending time with people because your perspective on how you see somebody, like, for example, if you're, yes, we live in a sinful world and, things are chaotic. And sometimes what happens is we get very judgmental on certain people and certain cultures and stuff like that. Instead of getting to know them, instead of, sitting down, drink a cup of coffee with that person, get to know that person, understand their story. There's the impact is so much better, right? The impression, and you can get across. Not that you want to try to convince that person to believe in what you believe in. That to me is only God can do. That's through the Holy Spirit. God is the only one that can convince you of whatever you're dealing with. But it's us to act on listening and showing compassion.
Yep, big time. That's a huge thing. And going to be able to travel the world and do those things is such a blessing because people will see you don't know who you inspire
Mm-hmm.
when you are doing what you're doing and you're working hard and you're hustling, you're focusing on what you're doing.
Right.
You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's
That's right.
seeing that and being like, I need to be like that, or I need to learn from this person, or
Mm-hmm.
you never know. So I feel as if I work so hard, and if people could be inspired along the way by my hard work and to know that their hard work will get them somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, you only live once, and this life is a gift.
Yeah.
This life's a gift. So if you could live this life and be able to live it to the fullest, have no regrets, love with your whole heart, you can't go wrong. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to be able to see the world, inspire people, wrestle, act, do everything I can that I love to do with my wife, and be able to just live that life. And
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So, what was your breaking point? I mean, you started at 14 years old. There's this time period. I mean, when you're at 14, I can remember when I was 14, I was selling drugs. I was a drug addict. I was doing a lot of crazy stuff at 14. But you were wrestling, and that's why I'm so inspired by that, because people don't understand. If you're, I'm not a parent. I've been with my wife for 26 years. We don't have kids, but I always tell parents, if you do have kids, get them into something, sports, whatever it is, because I think it teaches so much discipline.
Yep.
And I think that's awesome to see you starting at 14 years old. So tell me a little bit about that period of yours, but when you got to, did you already start wrestling? That's all you did, or how was that?
I jumped right in, started training.
Wow.
As much as I can, every single week, and then turned 16. Maybe I think I had my first match on a show at 16, maybe 17. I think it was 16, and I started hitting the road.
So you're already doing wrestling, pro wrestling.
Yes.
So how would you refer it to? Is it like What kind of wrestling is it? Like
Sports entertainment.
Okay, sports entertainment. Okay, I got it. So you're starting at 17 years old already on the road.
On the road. 14 started training. Took me about a year and a half. Maybe I think I was 16 hitting the road.
That's amazing.
Yes,
man.
and it was a crazy journey. I just did not stop hitting the road, and that's kind of one of the things people will ask me advice. How do I break out? How do I get out of my state? How do I move to other countries or other states? And how do I
Right.
do different things? And I tell them, just get in the car, people, and just show your face. Be wherever you can. And
Get on a podcast.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm getting to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that is something that is so nowadays is huge.
Right. Huge.
And I will touch back on that shortly, because there are points that I want to make about podcasts and the opportunities that come from them.
Okay.
But I want to say that started jumping in the car, traveling different states, meeting different people, and I had a really good match in Rhode Island, and then I started getting booked in Connecticut. It branched out to Massachusetts. It branched out to more New York, and then New Jersey, and then Delaware, and then it just kept going and go. And now I'm global, but you have to start somewhere. And I had my first really, really good match in Rhode Island when I was like 15 or 16. 16, sorry.
Wow.
And it was crazy. I was bleeding. It was a whole,
man.
yeah. But that kind of put me on like, who's this kid? This kid's good. Let's kind of see what he could do. And then other places brought me in. And then at, I believe 17 or maybe 18, I did a European tour. England tour, sorry. I toured the whole UK. It was up and down England and Wales. That was when I was like,
Wow.
yes. And it was like 13 days away from home. Crazy, right? And wrestling every day. Wrestling every day.
I didn't even think it was that big.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Sorry for my ignorance.
It's of course everywhere. It's everywhere.
Wow.
And we had matches Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single day of the week. We had one day off that whole tour in the UK. And the one day we had off, we did London. It was really fun, but it was crazy. Nonstop wrestling, just nonstop. Getting up, driving 6 hours in their van, wrestling, getting back in the van, going back to the next town or the hotel, and that nonstop. And I learned a lot. I got to wrestle around some British legends, and that helped me out a lot. And then with my training, I was training with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is one of the biggest companies in the world. Ring of Honor has had a lot of the champions at WWE right now. Wrestled in Ring of Honor.
So this agency, this training, what is it called?
Wrestling company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a wrestling company. So
Promotion, yeah.
yeah. So how many companies are there? Just to
Oh
kind of
my
understand,
gosh.
because I know that there's a lot of companies, but then you have the WWE.
You have TNA, you have AEW, you
What's
have
the
New
largest
Japan.
one?
WWE is probably the biggest one.
That's
And then you have AEW that's like
Uh-huh.
competing. You have Ring of Honor, who AEW bought.
Right.
TNA, you have New Japan, who's ginormous. I worked for New Japan. I believe I wrestled for them a year and a half ago, and it was by far one of the biggest matches of my career. And so it's there's so many different places to wrestle, right? But yeah, I was working for Ring of Honor. I had my first time on TV in Baltimore, and then from there things steamrolled even more and more and more. And it was great. It was great. It was a amazing time to learn and grow and work on television a lot in stadiums and be able to just hit the road and fly and do all these different things. And so that's kind of where my career started taking off with the Ring of Honor.
Okay. Yeah. So what is the one thing that you throughout your years, you're still going, there's so much you still have to offer. What is the one thing that you love so much about wrestling?
The ability to go out there, wrestle, have a great match, finish up. I guess it's just the adrenaline you feel, the fans' reaction.
Yeah.
It's the emotion that you're able to get the fans to convey, and I guess it's just everything. Honestly, it really is the traveling is a huge factor. I love seeing the world.
Right.
I love seeing the United States. I love seeing everything around, and getting to see the sights that I wouldn't see otherwise. I also love the beautiful, like, the arenas we see. There's beautiful venues, and there's like other venues that aren't so nice. But you try to enjoy every moment that you're there.
Right. So
every
you try to find beauty in every situation.
Yes.
It's either the people, the fans, and all that.
Or the venues. Sometimes
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think that's interesting, man, because when I see some of these matches, it's like, you see all these kids and they're just so hyped up, man. They get so excited. Because I remember when I was a kid, I was born in the 80s. So I was, the era of Hulk Hogan and
Steve Austin and Rock.
Yeah, so all those, well, The Rock, I was in Brazil at that time. I really didn't see it, but Hulk Hogan, and there was Mr. T at some point and stuff like that. So it was exciting, man. I remember having the toys and everything. So that was like an exciting time for wrestling. I think that's when things just started blowing up. Is that a point where you want to get to?
Of course.
So that's your.
Well, I would say, of course, I want to be on TV every single week and be able to just be at the top of my game,
Right.
top of the industry. But also a heavy goal of mine to be in more movies. I love that too. I have a huge passion for that because just it's similar to wrestling in some ways, in so many ways. But I also just like it's different, and I kind of love it. I filmed one movie last year. Now we're gonna be filming. We filmed the pilot for a movie, and now there's heavy interest with big studios, and we're gonna be probably once everything's figured out, we're gonna reshoot that pilot in a real studio and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a wrestling based movie, like story, but I love being able to just do it, and my wife's a part of it too. So I was just really,
that's awesome.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
big time.
Yeah.
And I love that. So I guess I want to be able to do it all, and I love what I'm doing now because I get to wrestle for whenever. I'm my own boss right now. I'm not signed anywhere at the moment, so I don't have to. I could make my own schedule, right? Like October, I want to go to Europe. I have tons of places want to book me in Europe. I want to go. I'm thinking about doing France, Italy, Belgium, and I actually 98% confirmed I'm going to wrestle in Dubai in October.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm very excited for.
There's so much stuff going on in Dubai. I think Dubai is like, it's becoming this place where everyone wants to get their foot in because it's
to wrestle
just
there
starting.
is crazy.
Yeah.
To wrestle there, I feel like is just
an
opportunity I can't pass up on. And they reached out to me. They wanted to book me, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna make this happen.
And I think they're huge supporters in that. Any like creators, people that want to do things, and I think they support that a lot. So I think that's interesting, that people can do that. What's a place that you can remember that you'll never forget? If it's based on the fans and stuff like that, like this is the place where, wow, this marked me.
Wrestling wise or just in general?
Wrestling wise.
Okay. I'll tell you what, to my point, to what I'm about to say, I would say France,
Hmm.
but also being with my wife in France. I would not. I don't believe I would have as much fun,
Right.
or enjoy, be fulfilled in these countries
Yeah.
if I'm out with her,
Right.
right? And I'm sure you understand. Like,
Yeah,
they
absolutely. Sure.
our women make it so much easier and so much
Yeah,
better,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I would say France, so beautiful, absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. Everywhere I looked, left, right, stunning, right?
That's what my wife says too. She loves that place.
Get France,
Yeah.
stunning. But also, I have to throw out there Germany. 'Cause Germany is stunning too. I was there. So I'll tell you my tour I just did. My tours I just did last year. In August of last year, I did Finland, England, France. Finland, amazing.
I've never been to
So
Finland.
beautiful, so beautiful, so underrated, incredible. People so nice too. England, awesome. France, like I said, bar none. Like I
So what was it about it though, that you thought it was just like
just like
the place is
the
beautiful,
vibe,
but
the music, the vibe, the food, the wrestling was the wrestling fans were out of this world.
Really?
Yeah, I made a lot of money there. A lot of
That's
money.
good, too.
Yeah, it was great.
That's good.
It helped, but it helped make me feel better about everything. But no, it was not about the money, but it's
yeah.
it's
Hey,
amazing.
man, it's okay. Listen,
Yeah, of
I
course.
think that people need to understand that it's okay, man, because
Money's
you put
important.
so much work into something,
Yep.
and a lot of people don't see the work that's behind. It's
course.
it's a time that you put. In a gym that you're working out, you're getting hurt some ways, and you spend time away from your family. So enjoy it.
Yep.
Enjoy the success. Enjoy the money. You deserve it. You work
Exactly.
for it. So yeah.
And it's hard to
don't be apologetic about it.
Yeah, you're right. And things are happening in my career now that I never imagined.
Sure.
That I feel like almost guilty about. You know what I mean? Like, oh my, things are getting too big.
Right.
And I'll touch on that later on, but not too big. I never want to say that. I
That's
want
all right,
to.
man.
I would love to
It's okay.
succeed as much as I can, but it's like, wow, like I never thought I would be here.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to make sure I use these opportunities that I'm getting
Sure.
to maximize everything that I'm doing.
Right.
That's where it is. But yeah, I love France, Finland. Like I said, Finland. Germany's a runner-up, major runner-up. It's amazing. The food's great too. So I did Finland, England, France, and then November of last year we did Netherlands to Germany to Romania to Hungary. And Netherlands was great. Beautiful country. The windmills, all that stuff. The wrestling was awesome. But the laws are crazy out there. Like they have like a radar over your car, over all cars. And if you speed one thing over the limit, you get hit. Ticket.
Wow.
Yep. And
They don't play.
And they don't play at all. People are driving behind me, speeding, and that's like, what I gotta do? I gotta go faster now.
Completely opposite from Germany.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's Netherlands. Loved it. And then Romania was awesome.
Netherlands, yeah, we went to.
It was really
loved
cool.
it.
You loved, yeah, it was nice, right?
Yeah, I love
Amsterdam,
it. Yeah,
beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful, except that one thing. Romania is cool, and then Hungary was nice. You know.
I've heard Hungary is really nice.
Yeah, we did a spa, nice like one of those spas, the famous spas they have. I actually also bruised my ankle when I was in Germany. I fell down the stairs.
Oh
And I had
man.
to walk around Germany with like a
Well,
limping
at least
around.
you have the excuse to say, "Hey, I'm a pro wrestler."
Exactly, right? I was on my phone walking down the stairs in the resort, and I just fell. It was really painful. Like I actually started sweating. I got nauseous.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, it was bad. But no, so yeah, I would tell you, wrestling has brought me some of the most beautiful places in the world, and if I'm able to do this tour coming up, if I'm able to like just lock everything in very shortly, very we're like I said, we're planning on France first, starting out in France. I do want to do Germany again. There's interest in Italy a lot that want to book me. Haven't been there yet, shockingly, but I'm on to do that. And then Dubai, I want to end the month in Dubai. Wrestling, it's a big place to wrestle in, and it's gonna be really, really cool.
That's awesome. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Even though some people might look at it and say, "Hey, you're traveling, you're enjoying yourself, and you're traveling with your wife," but at the same time, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Not easy at all.
So you're not stopping, and again, you're putting your body through a lot of stress. And yeah, it's interesting. So tell me a little bit about because I'm gonna tap into something when it comes to the wrestling, because I do see. I'm always intrigued on marketing, branding. Again, we've talked about the podcasting and all that. A figure that comes to my mind when it comes to wrestling now is Logan Paul.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, because I think and a lot of people take away from him. I think there's a lot of people that hate on him. Whatever you want to say with him about him personally, but I do think someone that has created this. It's like a new community of people.
It's crazy. What you can
going
do.
towards wrestling because of, he's a YouTuber, he's a podcaster, he's just like
Boxer.
To me, I see him as he's a king. He's like the GOAT of marketing. So again, how do you see that, benefiting your career or wrestling, or does it take it away from it?
I think it helps. Describe it. It definitely helps because as wrestlers, you can't look at yourself as just a wrestler. You got to be a superstar. You got to be.
There you go. Yes.
Like for me, I want an actor. Entrepreneur. We're podcasting. We're doing all these different things constantly for our brand. So, I'm not just a wrestler. I could be booked in a movie. I could do all the. I be malleable, so you can do anything. And that's kind of what Logan is showing, that he could do anything.
Right.
When it comes to being a figure, not just a wrestler, a figure. He could wrestle, he could box, he could.
Yeah, he's an entrepreneur. I mean, he could
do anything,
business,
anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he has already. I'm sure it could be in movies. I'm very sure.
That's true.
Probably already has.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's never been in a movie.
But he's that famous.
Right.
Why not put? It'd be easy for him to walk into a movie. I feel like because he just has that name value, and that's very important to have as an athlete or as a wrestler, as an entrepreneur, whatever you are, as anything. Having a name that everyone knows about will help anything that you're doing. And I think it's very good for wrestling to have, more eyes on it any way possible, right? And whether you love him or hate him, he is bringing eyes, right?
Which again is good for the business.
Good for the business, yes. And I just mentioned before, podcasting, one of the most important things you can do as a wrestler or as anything, because you want to be able to, I believe, you want to be able to connect with people.
Right.
And going out there, 12 minutes wrestling on a show, fans will see you, they'll love what you're doing, they'll be emotionally invested. When they could hear your story or hear what you go through on the road, hear your struggles, they could really feel. And you want, if you could make people feel the emotional connection and feel something, I believe they'll never forget that, right? So that's why I feel like podcasting content is just so important for anything. Wrestling, yes, everything, but just people don't do it enough, I feel. And that's why I try to always do it. I had my first major opportunity on a major podcast, the Kurt Angle podcast. He's one of the biggest wrestlers in the world. Shortly after that, I had the opportunity to do the Road Dogg podcast. He's a legendary wrestler from WWE. I did the Gangrel podcast, who's another legend in WWE. Then I did the Freddie Prinze Jr. podcast. That one was a major launching point because he's, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah. I've heard
Everyone
of
knows
him.
him. One of the biggest actors in the world.
Yeah.
So being able to get all these major podcasts and start getting my face everywhere, my name everywhere, just it really helps. And then people look at, I want to see a match of his now. So I'm on the show, I want to see a match of his. And it's just cross promotion, and that helps out the brand so much.
Yeah, I know. That's, I always try to, emphasize that to my clients, especially when they want to do content. And the podcasting, not just having a show for yourself, but jumping on other podcasts is so important because it does help your brand, your character. You're telling your story. People get to know you. You're tapping into those people, that person's community.
Exactly.
For example, you're tapping into my community. I'm tapping into your community. So it is an exchange, and I think it's the most authentic way of pushing that content because we're having a good conversation here, and people can tell through a long conversation if it's BS.
Yep.
They can read it. Now, they can cut up things and just
nice.
create their own narrative of the story. But the reality is, you're here putting it out there so people can watch the whole thing and come to their conclusion and say, you know what, this guy is legit. And I like what he's saying. So it's about inspiring. It's about, bringing people to realize that you have a story, put it out there. And again, podcasting is the best way to do it. So, you did mention something that I think it's interesting is, I talk a lot about purpose. And again, I'm always intrigued when I see someone starting at your age at 14. I think at an early age, you already understood your purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drives people to do what they do. And I love that.
Yep.
Right. So do you understand what your purpose is and what you're doing, or you're just going along and just whatever it is? Because I don't know. I just feel like people understand their.
Yes, I know my purpose is to be able to inspire people to do what I do, whether it's movies, wrestling, TV, film, whatever it may be. But I will say this. I've learned that in addition to my purpose is to help mentally challenged people.
Oh, okay.
I went to church once. It was a month that I haven't gone, so I went back, and the first day back, they did a mass about mentally challenged people and having to help them find Christ and guide them to doing things and being them active instead of, and on the TV, one of my fans was on that TV. And I was like, that's something right there. That's that. So I think to be able to inspire and help out mentally challenged individuals is something that I want to be able to do in my life.
That's awesome.
Help however I can. I want to help them however I can. And but yeah, so through my purpose, I can help people who need. I can help, inspire people. I could help maybe someone's depressed. They could feel better watching something that I'm talking about, and they could relate, right? Because everyone goes through something, and I think everyone deserves to know that they are loved and that there is a way out. And that's something I want to always try to inspire to people.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what's your compass, right? What keeps you grounded? Because you did mention, you went to church and everything, and it's something that I love sharing this, because I think a lot of people, they walk without purpose, they walk without direction. And whenever I sit down with individuals, there's always that spiritual aspect, right? And for me, God plays a very important role in the decisions I make, the environments that I put myself in, the community that I build. So how does spirituality play a part in your decisions, in your home? You are married. We're going to go into that because I think you have this special place for your wife, which I think is beautiful. I think it's important. So how does spirituality play a part in your life?
It's everything. It's how I operate. I think, I try to give. That's something that I always try to do is give. Give what I can. Give as much as I can, and try to lead a life that people will look at and be inspired by or feel something about, right?
Yeah.
I try to walk with God and walk this. I try to do everything and make everything the most of every opportunity, however I can, right? So I will say that's a major factor, but a really big factor is knowing that I believe my family needs me to succeed. My mother, my sister, my wife, my wife works. She tries whatever she can do. She tries to do because she loves being active and doing stuff. And I had her in a movie with me. We did a movie together, and I want to be able to do more with her.
Right.
But I feel like it's so hard these days financially, and I feel like the only person in my family who's gonna be able to do it is me. I'm not bragging, but I feel like no one has this hunger that I have,
right,
at all. And I feel like I need to be that person to do it. If it ain't gonna be me, who's gonna be, right? So.
Well, that's what drives you.
Yeah,
that's what drives
heavily.
you. It's your family.
Yeah. I guess that's what.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I just want to be able to make sure that everyone's taken care of and everyone's okay.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because you can say to yourself that Yes, you love wrestling, you love doing those things, but behind all that, it's not a selfish motive that you're doing it. Yes, you love doing it, but there's a reason behind it as well, and that's your family, because you want to give a better situation for your family, and that's honorable. I mean, that's beautiful, and I think, having a foundation, especially when it comes to our belief system, right? How we see the family structure. The same thing with my wife. I want to be that husband that provides, and I'm so careful with the word provider, because I was watching a podcast, and again, I watch a lot of podcasts too, and this person was saying something very interesting, and I was like, wow, that just changed my perspective. And he was basically saying, you are not the provider. And I said, I'm not the provider. God is the provider. And I said, that's absolutely correct.
I like that.
So God,
That's great.
Jesus is our provider, because that's what, Scripture, affirms that. And it changes your perspective, because then it doesn't fall on you in a sense of, okay, yeah, I'm the one that's doing this. I bring all that glory to God.
100%.
Right? Now, it doesn't mean that now I just sit, and just wait and do nothing. No. It's me acting on it. And you said something important, and that's why, the podcast is called the Act Podcast, because it's based on the book of Acts, and it's not theology that we stand on, right? Because you can know Scripture, but it's about putting it into action. So again, if you can claim that you're Christian, you can claim that you believe in God, but how does that look like? So when we treat people with respect, when we treat people with love, again, there's going to be corrections. There's going to be things that I will probably debate you on and probably say, but it's all in love, because I care about you.
Exactly.
But again, it's the core, because I want to be able to take care of my wife.
Yep.
So if that foundation is not there, then there's no purpose. I'm going to just do things according to my own understanding of things. I'm going to take things emotionally, and I'm just going to run crazy. So that foundation is so important.
Oh, it's the most important thing. Yeah. And to that point, she works so hard to make sure that I'm okay mentally all the time, and I owe it to her. So she was with me when I did not have any that I have now.
Right.
She supported me and believed in me. And now that things are really happening heavily in a way that I never imagined, I'm going to make sure that she wins.
Absolutely.
100%. Every way possible, every benefit possible for my success. Yeah. And, earlier this year, I signed with the major talent agency. Brand deals are coming in.
That's awesome, man.
I can't announce some of them yet, but some of them are quite massive. I'm very blessed for that, because again, those are opportunities that don't come along very often.
Right.
And I am going to use every opportunity that I get to better my life, to better people around me, and to inspire people, do it the right way.
That's awesome.
And that's what I really plan on doing with everything that I get, right? And the reach that I obtain and grow and all that stuff. I want to be able to just make a change, I think a lot of people who are famous or streamers or entrepreneur, whatever they are, they're not trying to inspire people. They're just being funny and doing what they do, right? Well, why can't you also inspire people? Why can't you also speak good into the world? Why can't you also try and make a change in this world?
Right.
I think, why not?
Yeah.
So why not me?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man, because, I'm reading the book of Ecclesiastes, and I encourage people to get into that book. It's a beautiful book, and it's a book that looks at, it's King Solomon, and he's basically talking about, this is written after his fall, and, he's experienced so many different things, and, he looks at the things that he worked for, all the things that he gained, and he was like looking at it, and it's like, everything is vain. Everything was, you can, and again, it comes down to, if you don't have purpose and understanding who God is, the life giver, the one that provides all things, if you think that money and all those material things are going to bring you any type of happiness, you're completely mistaken. You know, it's not going to do anything for you. So, you know, seeing your journey is important to, and I think all of us have to recognize that, is that every point in your life, you need to look at it and be content about it because God is taking you through that journey. Right? And it's understanding that, okay, these are the hardships. All right, we got something good coming in, but you're content in every situation, looking at them as being, you know, these are all lessons that we're learning. You know, and I think that's super awesome when you see your wife and she's with you through that journey, and it's like, yeah, we're struggling right now. It's tough, but okay, we're gonna get through it. This is this, and then when you get to that point where you receive, it's like, now we appreciate it. So that's why I said in the beginning, you don't have to apologize about anything, right? It's all the hard work and the tears and, you know, the struggles that you guys went through in order to get to the point.
Amazing point, because it's been that way for in the first. I met her when I was 20, you know, and I was struggling, like just like wrestling much as I can, grinding away, always.
How do you even make money at that, you know, that age, starting up?
It's hard. Yeah.
Right.
It's hard, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to really grind. And I was doing that, and I was flying in planes 3 times a weekend, nonstop, get home in pain, right? And now here I am. I have this major talent agency send me a contract, and I have these brand deals that I'm literally waiting on the contract as we speak. You know, and it's going to be it's a huge blessing that this is happening for me. But I look at my wife and I'm like, we're right there. We are right there where I believe we've worked hard for. Yeah. And I think that it's all for the glory of God. It's all, you know, it's all the hard work that I've been putting into. And I never expected it to be this way.
Yeah.
Never in my life did I expect any of these things to happen the way they did. And I tell you what, if I went to WWE 3 or 4 years ago, when I was all I wanted to do, I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing now. So
interesting.
So it's a different perspective, but it's something that I think about. Like, wow, like I would not be in the spot that I'm in right now, and that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And some people, they get signed, and they last 2 years, and then when they get released, no one hears them ever again. You know?
Yeah.
I think that if you build, Logan Paul, let's say, leaves WWE.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know who he is. That is what it. You want to be able to build something that nothing no one can break, right?
Yeah.
That is the most. That's one of that. That's my biggest thing now. Is I want to build something that even if I'm wrestling and then 12 years from now, if I want to wrestle until I'm 50, but you know, you never know, right?
Right.
If I ever stop, I still have brands to work with. I still have things I'm doing. I still have purposes. You know what I'm saying?
That's so important that you're saying that. Yeah, that's absolutely. I think that everyone, we live in a time where if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to, do your own thing, whatever the case is, you have to brand yourself.
Yep.
You have to put yourself out there
in a major way. And a lot of guys, they'll just go to the WWE if they get released, you know, and then they just wrestle for a little bit and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, like that's not, you know, I think I want to be this deal. I want to be who I am at the highest level wherever I wrestle.
Right.
Right. Anywhere I go, I want to be that big deal. It's not easy, right? Because WWE will give you that exposure but also the brand deals that come along with what I'm doing and everything and the movies. Yeah, that helps just as much.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. So
it's getting what we have to get.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I've worked with different, I've spoken to, for example, NFL players, and it's one of the things that I've spoken to a few of them is you have to work on your brand now because what happens is no one really knows who you are. Especially when it comes to football, it's like you have a helmet on, and I mean, if you're not a quarterback, if you're not really doing some major moves, no one's not going to really know who you are. But if you jump on podcasts, if you start branding yourself, you start putting your voice out there, your story, then they're not just going to see a football player, they're going to see a person.
Wow.
Right? And now because there's no guarantees when it comes to football. It's just like wrestling. You get a major injury, you're done.
Yeah.
So when you get out, they're going to see you, and they're going to see. That's why, for example, Logan Paul, he's not known for wrestling. He's known for other things. And that's what people don't understand, the power of branding. And if I have a product and I see you on platforms, I see you investing in your brand, all that, I would pay you to support, basically, hey.
Rep you.
Exactly. Because you're already doing the advertisement already. And people don't realize the power of content today. So again, the podcasting, I really encourage people to do it.
Yep.
But you have to have a purpose, a vision. It's not just jumping on a podcast and just whatever. There's a lot of things that go into it, but you're doing it the right way, and I love that, and I commend that because even reaching out to me to jump on the podcast, Tommy, shout out to Tommy, putting us together.
Tommy's the man.
Yeah, he understands that regardless of the size of the podcast or whatever it is, you're still putting yourself out there. You're still getting exposure.
Yep, and
I commend you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, you are doing that. Is what you have to think about it as. Like, I could be home, I could be wrestling, I could be traveling to my next show. But guess what? Took a pit stop. Right. And we did the work to be here and do what I have to do.
That's right.
And you never know who's going to watch it and feel and believe.
Yeah. So let me just say this, guys. It's Friday. Today is the 6th. No, today's the 8th. And he's going to be wrestling in Orlando tonight. So he stopped in Miami just to do this podcast and then hit to Orlando. Yep. So again, that's what people don't see. The work that goes into, you want to make it happen. We were talking through text and everything, and I was like, I can't do it in the morning, and you made it happen. So, again, there's a lot. If you really want it, you're going to make it happen.
That's the difference. A lot of people, people, you don't look at things as problems or roadblocks. You look at things as, okay, I'm going to do this no matter what. That's kind of how I view things. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this fight, man, tonight. What's going on? Wrestling guy named Beastman, and he is a beast, and he is a man. So it'll be really fun. It'll be really fun, and I'm excited for this one. CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling. They travel. It's a big company, but they are really big in Florida, and I've been wrestling for them a lot this whole year actually. And whenever I can, whenever I have open dates, and they run it every week almost. Wow. So I'm like, hey, you have any availability? Yes, we do, Vinny. Come, let's get you down here. And it's always the best. And they also run shows in Tennessee as well. Okay. In Nashville. And that was, I did a Nashville trip with my wife. We had so much fun in Nashville. Have you ever been there? You haven't been there? No, I haven't been there. So much fun. So beautiful. Really? I'm not really a country guy, but that's the country. If you want country stuff, that's where you gotta go. It was really nice. But yeah, so CCW, there's a lot of shows in Kissimmee, Orlando, Miami, Pompano, and they're great. Very professional, great people. That's awesome. I love it. And you got 2 fights over there, right? Tonight in Orlando, and then I'm back to Miami tomorrow in Vivo. Oh, yep. So where is it in Miami? Vivo. I believe that's the venue. Beautiful venue. Well, where's it in Miami though? I don't know. You don't know. All right. No, I have an address. All right. So if people want to go to these fights, how do they go? You can buy a ticket online and like whatever company I'm wrestling at. There's always websites. You can buy tickets. You put on your Instagram, right? Always. I put my stuff on my Instagram constantly. I'm always posting and doing content, so everyone knows kind of what's going on. Instagram is amazing because it's just you can reach insane, but also Twitter is one that. You know what? That's something. Yeah, man. I gotta get on the Twitter. Okay. So I'll tell you this: wrestling, which is X now, right? X, yes. Yeah. Instagram is great, but for Twitter, Twitter is probably most important because one post could get one share from somebody, someone could see it and then share it and then share it and then share it nonstop until the point where it gets 1 million views and then everyone knows who you are. Interesting, right? Instagram is Now they added the new share thing, the new feature to share.
Yeah, the
posts.
reboost. Yeah.
But like Twitter, I've had tweets or a picture or a video match clip of mine gets shared by somebody famous that just saw it and thought it was good, goes viral. And then everyone's Googling you and searching you and adding you, and now you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Twitter's really, really good to be able to get a following quick. TikTok's great too. I don't really use TikTok because I'm not really sure how to use it. I don't understand it.
Right.
The algorithm, I don't want. It's
cool
different.
though. It's cool.
It is cool.
Losing it.
TikTok's good, but it's just hard.
Right.
But I do Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Awesome.
I try out TikTok every now and then. I try to do it, but yeah, there's a lot out there for talent, wrestlers, actors, entrepreneurs, creators, streamers to grow and put their content. And I think there is room for everyone to eat.
That's awesome, man. So you like collaborating?
I love collaborating.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome, Vinny. So I'm gonna leave the last word with you, man. You know, what is something that you want to leave? A message for that person that probably is feeling, you know, don't know what they want to do. You know, they're struggling. Maybe in wrestling. Maybe they want to start wrestling and stuff like that. What is that message that you leave with?
If you have an idea of what you want to do, you just do it. Don't think of any roadblock in the way. Just think of a way you could do it and find the way to do it. If you don't know what you want to do, it's always hard because if you don't know what you want to do, it's always hard to find it because you don't know what makes you happy or not. But I think you find what makes you happy and do it the best of your ability and make money off it, right? If you want to be able to do something a certain way, right? Like podcasting. If you love podcasting, you love talking, you love creating stories, creating something from nothing. Like again, we just created a whole podcast, a whole vibe from nothing, right?
That's right.
If you could, and just like God, you could create something from nothing. That is what I feel can be done. And yeah, it's make opportunity, create, and just do. Don't expect, just do. Because for a while I would, get opportunities and I'm like, what's coming next? What's next?
Right.
Or like, what comes from this, right? But the opportunity itself is the cool thing.
Right.
And then over time, you see the steamroll over and over, and the followers going up, and these things happening. And then now, I'm at the point now where I have companies reaching out to me to book me, sign me, brand deals, agents, all these different things. Everything is a journey, and you have to be able to enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah.
So I think if you're feeling like you want to wrestle, go for it. You want to be in a movie, you want to act, go for it. Start somewhere, and you can't think of the word can't. You can't think of, oh, I can't do that. A lot of people I see, oh, I can't do all that. Oh, I won't be able to do that. If I ever thought that, I wouldn't be where I am now. I always knew I'd be able to do it.
That's awesome.
I found a way to do it. So, and if I could do it, so could they. I believe, anyone could really, I'm better than nobody, right? I'm just a human being who loves what he's doing and wants to be able to inspire the world around them. Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I think anyone could do that with a good heart and intentions and doing the right and working hard.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I told you that you were going to leave with the last word. I'm going to give you one more. Sure. For those people that, because I want to start encouraging more people to do podcasting, right? There is that part of me that I run a business basically on podcasting. I have my own podcast. We have our studio here. We have, we do content, we do branding and all that. But it's not even to sell my services. I want people to understand the power of telling your story through podcasting. So just give me a little, you mentioned it before. How important has podcasting been for you?
It's so important because it gets your name, first of all, it gets your name out there. That's important itself. Getting your name out there, getting your face out there, getting your story out there. People understand you. People learn about you. People get inspired by you. They feel they want to follow you. Then you get new fans. But also, something that I really love about podcasting is you can do it anywhere. You can do it from the phone, Zoom, in person, and it's not work. You're telling a story. You're speaking, right? So it's not hard to do. I mean, some people have trouble opening up. They don't want to open up. That's fine. But I think it's not something that I feel will take away from your day if you do it. So just if you have the opportunity to do it, I'd always say do it, right? And I think at the end of the day, people want to hear from you. Like, you're never too small, never too big, right? You always want to be able to open up and give your story, and because there's something to learn from everybody. Everybody has a story. Everyone has something to teach, and everyone has something to learn. That's kind of what I look at podcasting as, a place to tell your story, to learn, to grow, and to teach.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, you've heard it from Vinny. Vinny, where can people find you?
Twitter, Vinny Pacifico 1, Instagram, Vinny Pacifico, and Facebook, Vinny Pacifico.
Awesome. Vinny, listen, man, it was a pleasure in having you here. I think we need to have a part 2 when you have plans to move to Florida.
Definitely.
You know, come by because, again, there's going to be part 2 because I want to know exactly what happened at these wrestling matches.
Yeah, hell yeah.
From today to tomorrow.
And the move to Florida is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yes.
It's something that I want to do very soon. So
Yeah. So where are you staying at now?
I'm in Staten Island.
Oh, Staten Island. Yeah. All right. So you're still home.
Yep.
That's awesome. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure having you here, and all the success, all the blessings. May you continue
Thank you.
to have God at the center, and may God bless your family, you and your wife. And again, man, it was great having you here on the podcast.
I got you. God bless you, my friend. Appreciate
All right,
you.
brother. Thank you.